HBO Entertainment.
This episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere with Hulu Plus on your TV or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. Shows like Family Guy, Once Upon a Time, New Girl, Scandal, and more. Right now, you can try Hulu Plus free for 2 weeks when you go to huluplus.com/TMOS or click the banner on our website. That's huluplus.com/TMOS. Timpani, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Thursday is Biz Day.
What day?
I don't know. It's just very busy, don't you find?
It is.
Don't you find it very busy on Thursday? Things seem to all come to a head.
Busy. Are you busy?
I've discovered down south that time flies at a far different pace. And suddenly, in the blink of an eye, it's Thursday, and of course, we all know what that means, don't we?
What does it mean?
It's birthdays, Rob. You know that. You put it together for the love of God. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Let us begin with Miss Robbie Hess. She craves some birthday love from all the way down on Lake Wobegon. Let's make sure we say hi to Robbie Hess. Robbie Hess craves some birthday love. All the way to Lake Wobegon. I'm Garrison Keeler, and I've got some delicious biscuits. Yes, right. Beautiful, beautiful Mrs. What's the name of the biscuits, Rob?
I think it's Mrs. Slot.
No, it's not Mrs. Slot. You don't remember.
Biscuits?
I never listened to that show.
Down country
You used
home.
to tell me. You when you
Well, we
when
made
you were-
up stuff. We made
when
up
you were-
stuff like Mother
when you were
Culpepper's.
thinner, you'd remember that. All right. We want to say Mrs.
Hold it,
Powder's
hold it. You
biscuits.
stop
Yes.
that right now. My
Yes,
weight has
Mrs.
never had anything to do with it.
With your brain?
Yeah, I'm fat. Big deal. But
Okay.
you know what? It's fine. The birthdays are fine. How about
right.
Mother Culpepper's personal lubricant? That was
Mother-
what I always liked.
Mother Culpepper's personal lubricant. Yeah, get that.
Interesting.
You send that all the way out to Robbie Hess for her birthday. Hope you didn't mind lubricant and your birthday being mentioned in the same sentence. Beantown birthday boy Mark Dengler has been listening today since the days of Power 105 WAVA. Today is his birthday. Will Mike please talk up Huey Lewis out of a WAVA jingle for him?
Will you do it, Mike? Are you so
yeah.
inclined?
Sure, why not? All right.
Washington's hottest hit on WAVA.
803 Power 105 WAVA, the Power Porsche, coming right around the corner for you. Your chance to win it is coming up this coming Friday. That's right, we're having a giant key party right here in the hallway at WAVA. Smokey Rivers will be there. CK will be there. Mark St. John. Also Alan Goodman. All the people that were idiots that I worked for. Sorry I didn't mention Dengler, but I should have mentioned that. I went in a different direction. Anyway, Patrick Sullivan would like for Rob to wish him a happy 26th birthday in a rock DJ voice. Rob, now I hope you do it in your Christmas special voice, because that's the only time I hear your DJ voice.
That's the DJ you want?
That's
okay.
the DJ that I prefer.
Okay. Hey, everybody, it's your old buddy Rob saying a happy birthday to Patrick Sullivan. He's a big rock fan, so he's going to have a great birthday all the way through AC December and Rocktober. That's right. It's me, your daddy-o on the radio, Rob Spiewak, your favorite D-double-E-J-A-Y, sending it out to S-U-L-L-I-V-A-N, Patrick Sullivan on 1630. KCJJ.
Thank you, Rob Spiewak.
No problem.
I appreciate that. Now, Rob, we're going to be speaking with Mike Kelly, the author, a little bit later
Yes.
on. But for now, his microphone will be closed.
Okay, you got
Thank
it.
you so very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Mike, Jesus. That's why it's called mixing. Mike Scheinberg
Well, that's
just
the
turned...
problem when you're fat.
Well, also, your
Well, no.
copy is on top of the board. How
It
can you
is.
see
Your
the
copy's
faders?
on the board.
You
I've
stay
never
out of this.
No,
Oscar,
I've never
copy is
seen
on the
anything
board.
like this.
You will speak
I've
when
been
spoken to.
eyeballing that for the last 5 minutes. I said, how does this man run the board?
Because he doesn't do it. He doesn't mix.
Nope,
he
nope.
lets they
Never dab.
stay where they are.
Well, you know what? After a
yes.
few years, maybe it's time for a change. Oscar, my guess, please.
Oh, I'll say
Do
this.
we have Rob with one B there?
Yeah, we have Rob with one B.
All right, go over to the
Oh,
mixing board.
Little,
there you
little
go.
Bobby.
He's a recording
Yeah,
engineer.
he is.
And incidentally, it's not time for a change for Rob to leave the show. Rob, I will not allow that. Look at me.
What's
I
that?
will not allow that.
Well,
Do you
Mike,
understand me?
apparently I'm only 10 pounds away from staying in the studio all the time because I can no longer locomote.
Locomote. Jesus.
Paul Prudhomme. But it was funny to have your copy sitting on top of the faders.
Yeah, it
was
is.
funny.
Maybe the guy who built the studio should have put a copy stand in.
All right. You don't have
He's
all
being-
Look, he's got his binder here right where he could put his copy.
Yeah, where I can't see it.
Huge.
3 more reps,
You know,
Oscar, because you're so strong.
Incidentally, I'm busting balls here. Okay, I have to be completely fair.
What?
I have to be completely fair. I want Rob to see this. This is going to make
What?
Rob feel very good. If I do this.
What are you doing?
All right.
That's
I want to
the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Josh. Here we go.
There.
Oh, he's got his copy
Just
on the instant
papers
replay.
all
No,
over.
my
Oh,
copy
Blaze.
is basically everywhere. I have copy everywhere in this studio. It's all over the place. But
You're writing ransom notes.
I digress.
Mike's copy should be made out of letters cut out of magazines.
If you passed away and somebody walked into your studio right now,
Right.
this man's had a mental breakdown.
Oh, absolutely. It's
It
like
looks like a shrine to Proflowers.
neighbors described him as a bit of a loner. Inside of his home was a shrine. There was a cardboard box taped over his window, which there really is.
I know,
You know how
neighbors
we
must
got
love
that
it.
back shine on the backdrop, and we changed that, and incidentally, really working well, isn't it?
It's
You
better
look
than
much
it was.
better. Oh
It
my
really
God,
does.
you look great.
Anyway, let's get on with this. Mike Scheinberg just turned 42, but doesn't want cake on his birthday. He wants meatloaf. Rob, play the tape.
Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it.
Oh, me.
Oh, man.
Oh, Mike, I'm just getting this in. He's going to be all right.
Very good.
Did he fall on top of the board?
Chad Marshall turns 31 on Saturday. How about that? Is that something?
Sometimes, Mike, there's just not much to work with.
Our next birthday is from a self-proclaimed old white woman. Janine Marie Thomas turns 58 on Cinco de Mayo. Can Frankie please wish her Feliz Cumpleaños? Sorry about that.
Hello. Let me say hello to Janine Marie Tomas. She turns 58, which is 5-8. 5-8, me. Ay, 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 ay. That is so very old. That is like Mr. O'Mara. He's so old that he cannot hear. And because he cannot hear when I sneak into his bathroom in the middle of the night. And you know what I do?
What?
I go like this. I've also been throwing up lately.
Oh, you-
A lot.
Maybe you have anorexia or bulimia.
No, you see, I will tell the whole story. There are these little flags that the maintenance workers put down when they put poison on the yard to kill the bugs, and that is to warn people with small dogs. Mr. O'Mara, though, he said, you go ahead and walk right over there.
Oh, no.
I'm telling the truth. He's a bastard. I hate him.
Oh, so
Arriba.
do you lick the grass?
I lick the grass. I lick my ass. Oh, I'm sorry.
wow.
I suppose we're going to have to edit that, but
I believe
anyway.
so, yeah.
Instead of
happy.
Agent Orange, it's Agent Frankie.
My stomach lining is gone.
Oh, your estomacha?
See, my stomacha.
Uh,
My stomacha lining
stomago.
is gone. See, I don't like that. Anyway, I gotta go. Hey, Janine Marie Tomas, feliz cumpleaños!
Hey!
Wow.
Oh, he's nice.
There he goes. That's Frankie, everybody. Yeah, and incidentally, I was fleet of foot on the board just then, wasn't I? 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Joseph Kerrigan the fourth, is now 15. He listens to TMOS every day with his dad, and they'd both love to hear Oscar wish him a happy birthday as Rob.
I so
you
regret
wrote it,
this
Rob.
right now.
You
Can
wrote
we
it.
do an on-the-fly edit? Oscar, why don't you sit this one out?
Is this for Joseph?
This is going out to Joseph Kerrigan the fourth.
Okay. Hi, Joseph Kerrigan the Fourth. When I'm not running the board with papers all over it, or painting my Elvis bathroom for the 5th time,
Wow.
I'm wishing you a happy birthday.
Sounds
I'm
like
out of
sick,
breath.
Rob.
I'm out of breath because I've gained 30 pounds.
That's right.
And no one's willing to tell me in my face.
Where in the world? Where in
Happy
the world are you
birthday.
getting the no one's telling me? That's all I've heard for 9 minutes and 7 seconds.
You live
That
a
sounds that Rob sounds like Rob had a late night last night.
life. Robin had a late night last night.
Yeah.
Did Rob get to bed about 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning?
Mrs. Shannon Katie might have brought some wine over, and we hung out.
I've never heard Oscar try to do
Yeah,
a voice
I
when
can't
he's
do
got a
it.
little bad boozy throat. That's
No,
funny.
I thought it was excellent.
Sorry.
Mike Warner has a birthday and a question. Will Beluga ever visit the show? And if so, will he sound like Wilford Brimley? Now, Rob,
Yes.
we had a guy, right? You've been with me long enough to
Yes.
remember. We had a guy that used to call the old show as Beluga,
Yeah,
correct?
I can approximate the voice if you like.
Okay,
It
very
used to
good.
be like, hello, Mer.
I remember that.
Hello, Mike. This is Beluga.
Yeah, sort of a Jim Elliott thing.
Yes, hey, it's Beluga. Oh, maybe we found it.
Yeah,
Maybe
you know
we
what?
Found it.
So the answer is no. It doesn't sound like Wilford Brimley. It sounds like someone up at Arista.
Why don't you, Rob? Why don't you call Beluga? See if we can get him to come in the room.
Come here, Beluga. Come here, boy. Come on.
Hey, hi, Rob. It's Beluga.
Hey, you know, Beluga, I'm glad you're here because I wanted to award you something.
What's that? Yeah.
You're the WAVA disc jockey of the week.
Oh,
Thank you.
what
I
an honor.
appreciate that. So long. I'm off to eat pizza out of the garbage. Bye-bye. Great name here, Bob Bird. Bob Bird of Austin, Texas. He's
Yes.
having his bird day.
Hey, Mike, have you heard? Have you heard, Mike, about
No.
Bob Bird? The bird's
No.
the word.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird.
Bob Bird having his
that
bird
song.
day. He loves to shop through our Amazon portal. Say, has Harry Morgan ever bought anything on Amazon.com? No. Bob Bird, okay, well, you're playing the music, so Jesus Christ, that means I have no effing choice. Hey, Bob Bird. Bob Bird celebrated a birthday, bought a goat farm, moved to Ukiah. Yeah, how about that? All
Like
right.
it.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, Harry.
Don't let Oscar pick on you about the board. I think you're doing a fine job. I can see your gentle hands working all over the knob.
Yeah, have you ever seen Oscar's ass? He's got a great ass.
Super duper. Like to come by and visit it, but I'm dead. So long. Bye, Radar.
Oh, man.
Sorry about that. Today is B-Day Double Nickel, 55 for Don Nosler.
Hey, Don Nosler.
He's a listener since our Sacramento debut. He would like to hear from either Jimmy Gandolfini or Tony Soprano. The choice is up to you.
I just want to say sorry I'm not around. I can't do the live greeting. Because I'm somewhere else too. Hopefully in a better place. Okay, you know what I mean? I'm in a better place. Come on, F it.
Hey.
I mean, really, you're all screwed.
Nice robe.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You want to talk to James?
Is he there?
James Gandolfini. Yeah,
I'd
hold
like
on.
that.
Hey, it's Tony Soprano here, introducing James, actor Gandolfini. Hold on just a sec. Come on over here, James. Hi. How are you?
Good.
Happy greetings and salutations, birthday salutations from heaven.
I loved your movie with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. They keep releasing movies ever since you died.
Yeah, they did, and that's posthumously.
Very good. How about a rousing version of the traditional TMOS birthday song for Crystal Young? She's 37, so maybe she should change her middle name to Not So. Did you write that?
I did.
That
Is
is
that
just
yours?
mean. Jesus.
Crystal Not So Young. That is so cruel.
Is
Rob
it?
wrote that.
I
Rob
did.
wrote
The
I did.
listener's friend.
Yeah, that's a good fat guy joke.
Rob, that is funny. Anyway, so Crystal, happy birthday to you. Here's the song. 1, 2, 3.
Wheelchair.
Also, sincere birthday love to 12-year listener Heidi Harris. Moi. We love you, Heidi.
That was good.
Incidentally, I didn't read that the right way. Rob wrote it.
I think-
So I'm supposed to, it's supposed to be moi.
Better.
That's what it is. But
Like
I wrote
Jim-
moi.
like Jim Lang.
Dan Hawkins, P1 listener, he hands out cards from Vistaprint, lives on our Amazon page, and sleeps each night on his brand new sleep number bed. Well, Dan, for God's sakes, I hope you gave me credit for that. We obviously owe him something in return. Any suggestions from Robert De Niro on what we can get him? Well, we should get him something, Bobby.
Something, yeah.
How about nothing?
Oh, no.
How about
Oh,
nothing?
man.
Oh,
It
no.
doesn't matter.
No.
We give him entertainment, so he gets nothing.
Oh, he was crying.
So he's laughing.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't tell with Robert De Niro. The lead story tonight on the O'Reilly Factor, Eric Ofshanka.
Yes.
Offschanka. Ofshanka had a birthday last week, or is it just a liberal lie?
All right. Here's the deal. You got Eric Oshanka, which, I don't know if that's a made-up name or what. A lot of vowels in there. He's a guy, a liberal guy, making up all sorts of lies. So, listen, I would boycott. I'm boycotting Eric Oshanka. We'll do it live. All right, there we go. And the TMOS Junior Listener of the Week, say hi to Finnegan Hout. He turned 7 yesterday, and his favorite part of the show is when we all sing the theme to Oscar's World.
Oh, boy!
And so happy birthday goes out to Finn. Okay?
All right, here we go. Everybody. La, 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 la.
Oscar's World. Oscar's World.
La, 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 la. Oscar's World.
Oscar's World.
The worst thing ever.
It's moments like this that I actually really think of the person that might be listening to our first show.
Yes.
And they're gonna go, no, thank you. Anyway, and now with our direct hookup to the Rotunda on Capitol Hill, here is Frank Underwood. Oh, wait. Frank's in the Rotunda, isn't that Rob?
Yeah, he's
right,
actually,
Rob?
they just reopened it because they're remodeling the Capitol.
You're right.
And he thought it would be a great avail if he could do his birthday greeting live from the Rotunda.
That's
Now,
correct.
where you have to be a little more specific, Rob, and tell me where in the Rotunda it is. Can you be specific,
Yeah, he's
please?
dead center. If you looked at the actual dome and dropped the line down, that's where he is.
And who is he saying happy birthday to?
I believe it is
Heidi
Hannah Wald.
Oh, Hannah Wald.
Yes.
All right. The lovely Hannah Wald. Happy 31st birthday from her husband, Dave. And here's Frank Underwood. He's already in the room from the Rotunda.
Thank you. Frank?
Can you hear me?
Ken?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, there's wonderful acoustics in there.
Very good. I'm glad. I'm so glad you can hear me. Happy early birthday, little lady. Warm greetings from Washington, D.C. Down south in South Carolina, we have a saying.
Really?
A birthday party is kind of like bringing a Matchbox car to a dude ranch.
What?
Because you can't swim in ketchup without your rhyming dictionary. Am I clear?
Yeah, well, I suppose.
Well, there's one thing you need to remember. Remember this. Misunderstandings are like salami in your disk drive. You can right-click all day, but you can't save a grease spot on your thumb drive. Good day, Miss Hannah. And Rob, start the show, you hump, please.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Good luck.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cappy Fiber Studios. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Broadcasting all over the planet, we are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 23.5 million downloads. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks!
You know who I bet is listening today?
Who's that?
Our KCJJ listener of the day.
Oh, would you please share that information with me, Rob Spiewak?
Miss Laura Kennedy.
Laura Kennedy?
No, not Kennedy. Kennedy.
Oh. That's not as big a deal to me.
No, it's a huge deal.
Kennedy.
The Kennedys are the Kennedys of Iowa.
Yeah, the Kennedys were from Brockton.
Oh, that's right. The Kennedys had all the money down there in Hyannis. The Kennedys worked up down East Maine at a sardine factory.
That's them.
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners in the world. Why?
Why, Mike, please?
Because they get it. You know, when I was just a little O'Mara, I'm pretty sure that Kathy was Mom's favorite. She always seemed to be favored. They thought she was smarter. They thought she was a better worker. They thought she was just an all-round better child. At least that's the way I perceived it.
Well, and she was prettier.
she was she's always been better looking. That is true. But look out, Kathy. I'm going to be...
Look out. Do you want to issue that warning again?
But look out, Kathy. I'm going to be child numero uno starting now, thanks to Proflowers. That's right, and you can do it too. Show your love with 1 dozen rainbow roses with a free glass vase from Proflowers.com for just $19.99. All you have to do is use our code TMOS to get a very special offer. Right now, you can double your roses, plus get the free glass vase and chocolates for just $9.99 more.
Wow.
You got to go to Proflowers. They are the freshest and the prettiest and the easiest to order, and they're going to make me better than my sister.
So
just
pretty.
select your arrangement, pick your delivery date, and it's guaranteed. And Proflowers also guaranteed to last an entire week. That's their guarantee. I said guarantee 9 times, but it's true. Proflowers will guarantee their flowers last a week or you get your money back. Here's the only way to get this amazing Mother's Day deal. Go to Proflowers.com. Click the blue microphone in the top right corner and type in TMOS. That's Proflowers.com. Click the blue microphone and type in TMOS. This deal expires Friday at midnight, so make sure you order today. Show your siblings why you're mom's favorite child this Mother's Day with a winning bouquet from Proflowers.com. In your face, Kathy!
Yeah, Kathy.
And we're running a contest with Proflowers right now. Your mom deserves something special on Mother's Day. We want you to send along a nice little detailed letter describing what horrible thing you did that made your mom so deserving of a great Mother's Day. We are very excited about this. Be brief, be specific, include your phone number, and we really want to make sure your mother has a very special Mother's Day because you were such a horrible, horrible son. We're doing this along with Sherry's Berries and Proflowers, and we're going to treat your mom right. We have our very first letter of the day, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a funny person because he starts his letter with, "Dear Casey, I am most recently a terrible son because I ruined my mom's pot-growing aspirations."
Oh, no.
Wow. They're going to love this.
Big win.
During a recent get-together at Mom's house, 3 generations of family from 6 to 60 years old were hanging out around her fire pit in the backyard.
Oh, Mom's fire pit.
Mom has huge gardens and little mini greenhouses around her various plants in the spring. So when I saw she had a couple of plants somewhat hidden in a box in the back window of the garage, I made a joke to the whole family that Mom must be growing pot.
Oh, no.
Well, this is Washington State, and that sort of thing is legal now. It hadn't even crossed my mind that there were indeed pot plants there until I saw the look on my mom's face.
Wow.
I'm very familiar with what that look says. It says, "I'm going to kill you." But this one had a little bit of, "I'm so embarrassed," and "shut the F up." This is a great letter. Of course, my jackass family took the ball and ran with it, and my mom became the butt of all our jokes for the rest of the night. Thanks for bringing the funny every day. S.A.D. Luke from Spokane. How can you beat my mom actually having pot plants in the garage?
Dude,
That's fantastic.
He narked on his mom.
Let's give Luke a call right now. We're very excited.
It's Luke from Spokane.
You know what's great? What's great about this little copy here is that it says everything. We're going to be giving Mom Proflowers and sumptuous Sherry's Berries for Luke's mom. So I'm very excited about this. This should be fun. Let's call Luke.
He's given us
Spokane.
two numbers here. The first number has not gone through. I will dial the second now if you don't mind.
All right, very good. And I didn't hear the ringing. Did we hear ringing on the other end?
No, it blooped out. It actually it canceled itself out. Maybe he's busy in the room smoking weed.
Well, he still, unlike some of our other subjective contests, he still will get the berries and the Proflowers. Sherry's Berries and Proflowers will go to his mamo, even if we're not able to get through, because he was nice enough to send a letter. If you would like to send along your letter, it's very simple. Leading up to Mother's Day, we'll be giving away Mom's beautiful Proflowers and sumptuous Sherry's Berries. All you have to do is tell us what a horrible thing you did that makes your mom so deserving of a great Mother's Day. And screw Skype. That's it. We're done with that.
Give it this one last try.
Oh, it's ringing. It's ringing.
We got it.
Turn it up for me a little bit. There we go.
There we go.
Big win.
Fantastic. See if Luke's home.
I just couldn't make it on time.
Luke.
Sorry, dude.
I believe.
Sorry.
You believe?
I believe he gave us 2 numbers. So one.
Is
or
one of the
other.
numbers 420?
Now, here's the thing. We're already at the end of the first break, so the
Yes.
question is, we do have, if we really thought that the other number that he gave us would go through, would you be willing to try it again?
If you would like to leave me
All
a
right,
message.
so hang up. I'm not going to leave a message. I don't want to leave him a message. You want to try the other number
Let's
one
try
more time?
the other number.
Let's get started.
All right.
Let's
Let's get started. Hold on a second.
This is Mike O'Mara. A listener writes, Casey, you never seem to take phone calls or even use the telephone on your show. What's the reason for that? Well, we've mastered the technology to do a perfect broadcast audio quality feed from Florida to Washington, D.C., but we can't make a simple phone call. But now it's ringing. Now he's going to answer. I'm
Cool.
excited.
Cool.
Very excited.
This is the number to the greenhouse, right?
The pot house. Oh, you know what they call it?
It's a
I
cell
know the
phone
term, the grow house.
The grow house, really?
Yes, the grow house.
Is he still sleeping? He's in Washington State.
Well, it's 8:30 out there. He should be fine.
Oh my God.
What a jerk.
Hello, you've reached Luke Tolley.
Oh, this
Community
other guy. Another guy. We have his mom's number if you want to go 3 for 3.
No, I don't.
You want to call Mom?
That's called quitting while we're ahead, ladies
The
and gentlemen.
man gave us 4 numbers. 4 numbers. And they're
Did he
all
really?
not good, apparently.
Oh, my God.
But congratulations to Mrs. Luke, who gets Sherry's Berries and Proflowers. Happy Mother's Day, Ma.
Way to go,
Good for
Mom,
her.
and we'll get the particulars on that. Luke, you ignorant slut. Thank you for slowing my show down. You know, great with the letter, bad with the availability. And is anybody ever really available? You know who's available? Jimmy Cerrito is available.
He
He will factor into our next discussion when we bring in Mike Kelly, author of the brand new book coming soon to you entitled Open Mike, From Corporate Radio to New Media, the story of the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll take a break, come back right after this. That was a heck of an opening segment, wasn't it?
It was.
I just sent him a text message because I can do that through Skype. I wrote, you
The,
jerk.
the winner? Yeah.
I wrote, you jerk.
And will that come up as from you or from Mike O'Mara's show?
That'll
or-
come from Mike O'Mara Show.
That's nice
Yeah.
when an entire entity that you
Yep.
listen to every day just says, you jerk.
You jerk.
Stand by it.
You
Stand by
almost
it.
ruined the show. You gave us 2 numbers and didn't answer either of them.
Right.
You
Yep,
still
he's-
win, but because it's actually, I'm going to write, because your mom rules, you don't. There you go.
Yep. I really think just pass along to him. It's time for him to be checking prices at the jerk store.
Because you're
Welcome
on
back to
sale,
the-
bitch.
Yes, they are. Welcome back to the show. This portion of our program is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services. If you're out there shopping insurance, it's hard to know which company offers the best value. Encore will help you. They survey the most highly rated companies in the insurance industry to compare premiums. They will do all the work so you don't have to do a bit of it. Oscar's used them. You just call toll-free at 866-347-5748 to get a free life insurance quote. Everybody should have life insurance. You never know when you're going to walk across the street and that bus is going to come along and your family's going to be high and dry.
High and dry.
Anything's possible.
It's all free. There's no obligation. That's the most important part. This is free, and you help the show every time you inquire with Encore at 866-347-5748. That's 866-347-5748. If you want to use your computer, it's smartterm.com. SmartTerm is spelled SMARTTERM. That's SMARTTERM.com. That's where you'll find the license, disclaimer, and quality customer service. Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Stop paying too much for life insurance. Protect your family the smart way at smartterm.com. Well, we are so excited to welcome Mike Kelly back into the studio. He is the guy that has put together a wonderful book that has reached the finish line. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The writing portion of the project has been completed. There is still much work to be done as far as getting it into your hot little hands. We'll tell you how that's going to happen in a little bit here. But please, without further ado, welcome the author of Open Mike, From Corporate Radio to New Media, the story of the Mike O'Mara Show. This is author Mike Kelly, who joins us right
Hey, Mike.
here. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
So you could probably help me with the fact that this project has been... It's roughly a year, right? A
year and a
in
half.
the making?
A year and a half.
A year and a
It's
half.
been a long time. I apologize.
Jesus.
Wow.
So
A
I
year
have
and
to
a
say
half.
this. I think I speak for all the guys. I am so sick of you.
I
it's
know.
just-
Did you really
no.
think
That's
that?
not
here.
nice.
Did you think that after a year and a half, when you started talks with him, that we'd still be doing the show?
I thought I didn't think I'd still be alive.
Exactly.
It
And
was
this would be a great send off for the fans, Mike. After you pass to release the book.
I used to really think you'd hear you'd see in print articles that were interviews with authors, and they'd talk about 4 years and 3 years, in some cases 7 years with a project. But the way that this book was set up with Mike Kelly, it was interviews and cobbled together interviews to make the final project, and that was time consuming because you unearthed an awful lot of different stuff from a lot of different people.
I did. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, so you're welcome. There were a lot of interviews, over 800 pages of interviews. Once I transcribed them all, and that really was that, and the editing process. That's what took a long time. So I apologize to
800 pages. Is that typed or handwritten?
It was it was typed.
Wow.
800
wow.
Typed
and
pages.
you spoke to a lot of people. Who was your favorite subject to talk to?
My favorite subject was Mike's sister, Kathy.
Really?
I
the
can
lovely
only
Kathy?
imagine.
Yes, of
She
course.
was a lot of fun.
And she's also really shy, so she
Right.
probably didn't
Well,
want to
all
give
the
you everything.
O'Maras are very shy. Not a big trouble drawing her out. And you also got to speak to Mike's family.
I did.
And I think my favorite part is when we found out, and I won't reveal it here, when you sort of went behind each other's backs, I found out about stuff about my partners, like Oscar's radio names.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
embarrassing.
really appreciate you revealing that to the listener. We won't spoil it here, but
No.
it really does put the dot on the I in douche.
Yeah,
It really does.
I agree.
As
I
far
actually
as
remember-
his radio names are concerned,
his radio name that he chose for himself.
There were a couple times when I went back and I said, well, would it be weird if I asked him not to put that in the book? But then I just figured that would be disingenuous.
Well,
I
you told me
think
your
that-
name and told me then you were going to throw up.
Yeah, it
because you were so upset.
I
that
think
you
the best way for us to talk about this book is for, this book, if you could, because I'm sure you've thought about it, how you sum this book up in a paragraph or in a sentence. How would you describe what this book is? Because, the first thing I've mentioned the book to a couple of people. What's it about? Well, we kind of explain it. It's the story of the show. But how would you describe it? Mike, you're the pro.
I would say this is the story of a group of broadcast professionals that get cast away and decide not to take that as the end of their career, who decide to remake themselves when traditional media decided that they didn't want them anymore. I think that's basically what I would say.
I think it's
great.
the one thing that I think will resonate with people outside of the fans of this show, and who knows who's going to like this book. I know that the people that are into this show will, I think, get a kick out of it. I think they'll really enjoy it. But I also think it does relate to so many people that went through a blip in the radar during the tough times, during the recession, and are still going through that particular time. And it also, to me, it comes across as a positive story because at the end of this, this journey and where I am right now, I say this to people all the time. I'm not making remotely the kind of money that I used to make in the heyday of radio, and I'm not listened to by the same numbers that I used to be when I was syndicated and we had 40 some odd markets around the country. But the people that listen to this show are so much, I am so much more dedicated to our listeners of this show. I care about the people that listen to this podcast. And because of that, I think they care about us more. And they show it. And they show it all the time. And it's almost like a partnership. And where I've gotten with this is just to a happier space. I truly have a much happier space in my life. Go ahead, Oscar.
We're also blessed because, for years, and you guys had it more than I did simply because you had so many more years in radio. But I remember we'd walk into meetings, and it didn't always have to be program directors or sales guys, or just you'd go into these creative meetings, and the people that were in charge, and I know it's tough to kind of wear that hat where you have to be in charge of business and also think creatively, and a lot of people can't do that. But they would kind of disown. They wouldn't give the listeners the respect that we thought as talent they should have. We always knew the listeners were smarter than what anybody thought. We always knew when we were doing a contest if it would work or not, regardless of what you thought sales would think.
Exactly.
And I think the way that we treat this show, and really, from your urging, Mike and Rob's and myself, that we wanted to make build an honest enterprise and do it the way we wanted to do if we could do it our way. And that's the opportunity we had to build something that was true to form, the best little radio station we could build.
I think the best thing Oscar just said is when we got called into creative meetings. I
Yeah.
think that's funny in and of itself that they called them creative meetings. But when they actually would look at you and say, we can deal with a lower rating on the air and with terrestrial radio. We can
Yes.
deal with a lower rating if it costs less to produce it. That is an exact thumbnail of disrespecting your listener. And I think since we've started this podcast, we're guilty of a lot of things, but we're never guilty of disrespecting the listener. I think we give them the best product we can.
Well, we do, and we do to a fault. I mean, if you were looking at our business model, there'd probably be some business scholars out there that would say, oh, guys, do you always have to have it this way? Do you always have to do it this way? Well, there's certain things and certain elements of this show that, and I really think the feedback has shown that we are making the right decision where we put money back into the show, and we want to make the sound of the show as good as we can make it, within reason. And would we like it to get better and better? Yeah, we would. And I go back to our meet and greet in Las Vegas, Nevada, which was one of the more intimate meet and greets that we had, and I'd been out very late the night before. I was not looking forward to it. I wasn't feeling good.
That's not how I remember it.
Oh man, I was.
As we poured you into a cab.
I was not feeling at all well. And,
Guys, if I don't go, is that going to be a problem?
That's right. I never said that. You douchebag. I never said that.
What did he? I don't recall him saying 1 hour tops either.
Oh, no. He didn't say 1 hour tops.
Thank you.
Tops.
And out of that intimate gathering, I really felt it there more than I've ever felt it anywhere. The good and the bad. Because there was that one guy that had come by and visited us at the CES who was just peppering me with questions about the Florida podcast and how it was going to stand from an audio standpoint. We had that, but then we had people that just got it. They got the joke, and it was like meeting with long lost relatives that you got along great with and you hadn't had a chance to see in a while. That's the relationship we have with people that listen to this podcast now, and I wouldn't change it. It motivates me to do the best show.
And even the guy that was so into the technological aspect of the show, you
Yes.
really can't fault him for caring that much and loving that much. It might have been annoying that night, but you got to love the fact that he cares that much, and I appreciate that.
And I'm really sorry for hitting him. I didn't mean to.
Why did you even have a sock full of pennies? I don't. I don't even know why you brought that.
Well, I keep them with me at all times in my right front pocket, and they serve they serve two purposes, both as a weapon and as a fashion ornament.
Yeah, because it's a dress sock, not a tube sock.
That's right. It's a dress sock.
the going out
A dress sock thinner and longer.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay,
hosiery, really.
Need I say more? Thank you, Mike Kelly. So,
I have a question for you.
Yes,
for you.
Go ahead.
Since I asked you so many during the time, you said that this book is sort of an extension of your relationship with the listener. Would you have, if I came back to you 10, 15 years ago when you were on Don and Mike's show, would you have entertained the idea of doing a book then? Would you have entertained the idea of a listener approaching you with a project idea like this?
Well, no, because I was doing the show with another person, and I wouldn't have written a book about myself. And I if I was going to write a book about the Don and Mike show, I would be working with Don on it. We'd figure out whether he wanted to do it, and that would be a totally different situation. I think that what I chose to do, and everybody does this in our business. Everybody has to have, when you're working collaboratively, everybody, Rob has it, Oscar has 70 of them. Everybody has other outlets creatively that they need. We kind of need it to breathe. And so, making it, because let's be honest, the fact is this is a very successful little podcast, and I mean little, it's a little podcast, but this is not the Tonight Show. And so this does not, there are other avenues that we all have time to explore, and we do it that way. So when you're working with other people, it has to be something that, you want to make sure everybody's on board with it. So I think this was the right time for this, because the story behind it, Mike, is that we had our asses handed to us, and I had my ass handed to me within a 2-year period.
Right.
And it was really, I talked to you in the interviews in the book about driving home from 105.9 The Edge, where I was doing a morning show where I was just terribly unhappy and never expected to be. I never expected to be as unhappy I was. And I would get to the living room studios with these idiots, and it would be my salvation. It would be my absolute salvation. But they will also tell you, and I'm sure they did, that was not a good time. I thought I'd be able to handle it all. No, because I was right back in to that meat grinder, and radio probably still to this day, just sucked, and I hated doing it.
I remember there was a mental equation that I would do myself for you. I knew that if you had stopped by McDonald's and gotten your little Frosty
ice cream cone,
it was gonna be a good like fun, energetic Mike, right?
Right.
But if you had not stopped at McDonald's, like watch out.
Oh, you know what were the best shows?
Because
Really?
you
That's
might have been a
interesting.
little grumpy.
The best
I should
shows
go back
were
and check that.
Were
Yeah.
the ones when we would be in the studio and we get a text or call that says, "Had a meeting after the show. We'll be home soon."
Oh my God! You remember you used to do this?
That's
is
when
how
I used to
horrible-
entertain arson, Mike, and it wasn't
Yes.
even my house. I was just going to burn it down because I was not looking forward to that particular episode.
Because it was a
was
meeting,
terrible.
and then you had to do the opening vignette sometimes from the effing road.
Yeah, we would
I
call
because you
you
were backed up so much. The poor
it was
man.
terrible.
You
it
poor
was terrible.
man.
And that was twice. And then settling down where I was able to concentrate on something I really enjoyed doing. I always enjoyed doing this project, and it was fun. But boy, we'll get to more about the book because it really focuses on some interesting stuff about where we all were and where our heads all were. And if anybody's ever been really fired unceremoniously, you can relate to this. We'll talk to Mike Kelly some more coming up on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We're here to tell you that we are brought to you by Hulu Plus. You probably tried Hulu on your computer. Hulu Plus is a lot more. With Hulu Plus, you can watch current season episodes of your favorite shows, like Jimmy Kimmel Live. We all love that one. The Mindy Project. I am not familiar with the Mindy Project.
It is fantastic. It's one of the better sitcoms right now. Mindy Kaling, who used to be on The Office, plays a doctor, and it's a great character-driven show. I love it. I think it's great.
Well, I love Jon Stewart, and I can watch The Daily Show on Hulu Plus as well, and also Saturday Night Live. Watch every episode of shows like South Park, The Good Wife, and Doctor Who. It's really wonderful. Now more than ever, there is so much to watch. Take total control with Hulu Plus to stream these shows and thousands more as much as you want. Hulu works on everything. Any device that you stream on, you can use Hulu Plus on. You can even watch on your phone, your iPad, while on the train, at work, the dentist, even in the bathroom.
Bathroom?
Yes, the bathroom. You can even block off a day to binge. That's what people do nowadays. You'll also get access. That sounded so old. That's what people do nowadays. They binge on their television.
Well, they
you
say
know?
that down in Florida a lot. That's what
Well,
the
you know what?
youngsters do.
The fact is, you know why I can say it? Because I've done it, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I'm a huge TV binger. You'll also get access to original programming that you can't get anywhere else. Brand new shows like Deadbeat, a comedy about a pothead who talks to ghosts. I thought they all talked to ghosts. Binge on all 10 episodes starting on April 9th. It's already up and running. Starting on April 9th, Pony. That's the type of thing that I'd like to have edited in every piece of copy, and that's now officially your job. Congratulations. Very good. For only $7.99 a month, get your entertainment anytime, anywhere. That's like a quarter a day. Right now, sign up at huluplus.com/TMOS or click on the banner on our website and get 2 weeks full access completely free. That's a whole extra week more with this special offer when you sign up at huluplus.com/TMOS. So get with it. Start streaming TV right now with Hulu Plus.
I just caught up on The Good Wife, and The Good Wife is getting great. A lot
That's
of fun.
wonderful.
You change it to
That's
The Great
wonderful.
Wife. You love it so much.
No, I mean they killed off a major character within the actual show.
Right, and that was a total shocker. No
yeah,
one
I was
saw it
shocked,
coming.
and I was like, "Well, where is this going to go now?" And where they took it is a lot of fun.
Cool.
They killed Will Gardner.
Spoiler alert!
Mike, what are you doing?
You jerk!
They killed him a month ago, for God's sakes. Don't worry about it. That's the one thing about The Good Wife. The Good Wife has gotten a little cartoonesque.
What do you
know,
mean? The NSA episodes were great.
Breaking Bad ruined me for television. I measure all shows next to Breaking Bad, and I remember watching Breaking Bad and then turning on The Good Wife and comparing it, and I thought that The Good Wife can be almost cartoon-like when 50 different things are happening, at the same time. He won't sign the document. There's an 8 o'clock deadline. The lady hung herself in the room upstairs. I was like, give me a break, please. Is the audience that stupid?
Oh, I see you kept watching.
Yeah, you did. But it's true. When you watch a really great show, it can ruin you. The Goldbergs did it for me.
Yes, the Goldbergs were a bit over the top.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, can anyone be really that funny?
Have you been watching Silicon Valley?
I watched 2 minutes of the debut of Silicon Valley. Turned it off. Not my cup of tea.
The latest episode you'll like.
I've watched 3 episodes. When are they going to get to the part about breast implants? There's
Silicone.
nothing. There's nothing about it. That's why I watch it.
It's Rob Spiewak. He's here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see about that.
Rob, you're being very fatalistic today. We're not going to fire you yet.
Not
Don't
yet?
worry about
No,
it.
okay.
It's not going to happen.
Well, we'd have to change the whole book.
Another delay.
Yeah, we got to at least let
It's
the book
another
come out.
delay.
Okay, talking to Mike Kelly, the book is called Open Mic, From Corporate Radio to New Media, the story of the Mike O'Mara Show. And Mike Kelly, you cobbled this together. Mike, you came to us. We did not come to you about this book. So tell us how it all started with you. I know we asked you that before, but I want to get a reminder.
Let's review it. It was a while. Well, I can say that this book spoke to me, not just because I wrote it, but because in this instance, radio was one of the things that's changing. Sorry about that, getting closer.
No, you're
There we go.
fine.
So radio was one of the things that was changing, but also publishing is changing. I've written a lot of books for traditional publishers, and now I'm finding that what used to be great contracts aren't available anymore. Nobody wants to pay royalties anymore, they want to make the maximum amount of money that they can without paying the authors as much as they used to. And so now authors as well as radio personalities looking for new avenues. So
Can you draw a parallel into the fact that it used to be said you couldn't do a radio show without a $5 million tower? Now all you need is a $50 modem. You don't need a publishing house to write a book anymore. You need a computer and a way to upload it. People can buy it virtually for their Kindles and everything.
self-publish.
Yeah,
Right.
you can self-publish, so it's almost like an on-demand thing.
Yeah.
So you got a parallel there between podcasting and writing a book. Yeah.
Exactly. And it was a chance for me to sort of reinvent myself as well. I got a very polite letter from different publishers saying we're moving away from our traditional models, and now we want to go full ownership of our material. No more royalties for authors, so authors don't retain ownership. They don't retain copyright. They own it. They can sell it multiple ways.
Doesn't that change the way that the business has been done for over 100 years, the whole royalty
It
issue?
does,
And they just say it's done.
For little guys like me, it is done. I'm sure famous people can still get royalties.
Yeah, but how do you find? And I guess you could say the same thing for a newspaper, any traditional media outside of television,
kind of
right?
print,
Yeah,
right.
if you go print media, how does the next great writer become like the next great writer without being able to cut their teeth at these small papers and work their way up?
Right.
How does the next great author become a great author if they're not allowed to work through their smaller contracts to be able to have a bigger contract?
Does any avenue exist anymore in your eyes?
Well, I try to make my own avenue, sort of the same way that you guys made yours with the podcast. I approached Mike and I said, I'd like to do a book about the show, about you, about the show, how it's evolved, how you've picked yourself up. That process spoke to me. And I said, this is a big risk for you. I've only written mostly math books before, so this might be terrible. Let's be honest. This book might be terrible.
It's
and if
not,
it is,
though.
I don't want you to pay for it. So I said I'd write the book for free, risk-free, and then we would just do a profit share on sales. So that way, if it stunk...
Yeah, and I'm here to tell you, Mike, we've been thinking since we didn't sign anything.
Right.
Yeah. This is funny. This is where the math is really going to come into it.
I'm not going to let
Now that the work has been completed, I guess nobody called him. I guess that didn't
very
happen
busy.
now.
You didn't get
Mike.
the memo?
But since he has such a background in mathematics, let me if you will answer this question: are you familiar with how to figure 1/4 of 1%?
Yeah.
Do you know how to do that one?
You will actually be the
It's not
1%
very
in this
large.
equation.
You are. You really are.
Oh, the bottom 1%.
The 1%.
Oh, teasing.
Now, a lot of people are going to be asking tons of questions
Yeah.
about how much is it going to
Boo the
cost.
1%.
How much
we'll
of a percentage
honor
am I going to keep? We don't even know that ourselves yet. We haven't really
no.
gotten that. Well, we have, but we haven't.
Well, it's going to be a
done it in
big
while.
meeting that you won't be a part of after the show.
But don't worry,
thank you.
we'll
Oscar made that
simplify it
clear.
and tell you everything that we learned.
Yeah. Oscar
I'm
made that
happily
very,
surprised.
very clear to me that I'm not going to be involved in those discussions at all. I'm fine with that. However, I do want to make a couple of announcements about the book.
Yes.
I'm going to be coming back into town. Originally, we were going to do it in May, but we wanted to make sure that everything was available. available. That means Kindle, that means
version.
Amazon, that means everything you need, including hard copies of the book for all of you. We wanted to make sure that was all done. So we pushed it out because we want to have everything finished so it can go. And we are very, very excited to announce that the book is going to be hitting store shelves on the 24th of June. June 24th is the launch of the book. Now people go, oh, I thought it was going to be sooner than that. Nope.
Those people are
the
wrong.
book is finished. Those people are dead wrong. And we will have a wonderful book release party on Friday, June 27th. Friday night, June 27th at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So,
It's really
we're very
shaping
excited
up
about
to
that.
be one hell of a birthday week for you, Mike. Now, I know your birthday, as all of America knows, falls on June 22nd, but this year we will observe your birthday, and
Right.
people will take their holidays on the
Yes.
24th when the book is released, which is a Tuesday, right?
Because if you ever wanted to give me a wonderful birthday gift,
That's right.
If we ever.
And Mike, isn't this the kind of birthday gift that when they give it to you, they get it back tenfold?
oh, you know what? You give to me, and you will get
Yes, it is.
whatever that means.
The love you make is equal to the love you take.
Yes.
Yeah, you're paying
so
it forward by giving to Mike.
Now, that's going to be a busy week because I'm going to be back in town that week, broadcasting live with you guys for the entire week. And then right after that, we load up the vans. We put the 18-wheelers out front, put all of our equipment on board.
22-foot box truck.
We take it up to the Pine Tree State where we go up and broadcast the week before the 4th of July up in the great state of Maine. And we're very, very excited about that as well. So lots of moving parts, but count on it. Remember those dates because that's June 24th. That's when the book will be available to get in your hot little hands. And then a book release party at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern in Herndon, Virginia on Friday night, June 27th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I hope somebody's putting copy together for all of this. So
Of course.
I don't have to remember these dates again because
I've written them down already.
I've already thrown away what I wrote that on.
There's
So,
a
that's
document
the way it
saved
goes.
already, and it's called Mike's Birthday Week.
And as far as the book is concerned, beautiful cover design, which we finalized also this week. So
We should give a shout out to that person.
Go give a shout out because he did it for a
free.
absolutely wonderful price. Yes, Mike. You
Absolutely.
see why you're not a professional broadcaster.
don't.
I
It's
would
your
have
time to
milked that
mention the
a lot.
names, the guy's name. please.
Yes. His name is Tom Hodiak. Tom Hodiak approached me and offered to do the cover design layout. He did a fantastic job. I think we all agreed
Yeah,
the cover that
absolutely.
he came up with was
He
wonderful.
gave us options, and that number one slot was great.
The very
he's
cool
hard at
thing
work
is
on that.
when he gives you 4 choices and all the parties involved immediately are drawn to the same one, it makes it very easy. So that was nice.
Absolutely.
Tom likes to relax on his deck and in the summertime, and he's got one of those. Have you seen those little tennis racket bug zappers?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he has one of those, and he can amuse himself for hours. As a matter of fact, the insects around his house refer to him as the Hodiak killer. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm really. That was a long journey.
Wow.
That was. What do you think of that one, everybody? I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. The Hodiak.
It took them a while to get it, but they seem to enjoy it.
Yes.
Hey, can I ask a question about Tom Hodiak, Mike?
Yes.
What's his sign? Sorry. I can't help myself. I really can't help myself. So, tell me more about the book, Mike Kelly. Is this for everybody or just fans of the show?
It's for everybody, Mike. I'm
Thank you.
obviously
Good
not a
answer. Very
broadcaster.
good.
He's getting
nice
closer to
answer.
being a professional
I
broadcaster.
guess the best way to describe this, and I'll help you out here, Michael.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
because he's out of gas.
When-
He's completely and totally out
I
of
don't
gas,
have-
our author.
And when
All
I
right.
think of Oscar, I
I've got
think of
nothing.
Helper. That's what I think.
When Mike originally sent us the draft that you sent beforehand, because Mike actually reads it and then tells us if we should read it or not. Because you actually were the first. You're the barrier of entrance. You're the gatekeeper.
Yes.
And when he came back to us with like an S. A big grin on his face, so happy, so pumped. I knew that it was going to be something special, and we both dived in after the fact.
Right.
And I got to tell you, there's nothing narcissistic about it. It's just a fun ride. It's a fun way to read a book, and the way he put it together. Even if you're not into like just picking up a book or downloading a Kindle book, this is the one you want to do, especially if you know about the show or you just want to learn more about the program. It's fun, and you can give it to a friend, you give it to a family member, so they know what you're into because they'll get it as well.
It tells
And
a
it's
great
not-
story, too. I mean,
it's
is a
not
good
like
story.
War and Peace. You're not going to be burdened with lots
No.
of pages. How many
No.
pages is it, Mike? How many pages?
We're looking at about 170, 175, something like that.
170, 174.
It's 4 pages, but both sides,
4 pages.
single-spaced.
And they're all
3-point
laminated.
type.
They're all,
So they
it's really
wipe
not-
clean.
It's not a book so much as it's a brochure.
It is more of a
half the
pamphlet.
book is pictures.
That's right.
Big pictures.
Big pictures and big letters.
Big giant pictures.
I think one of the coolest things he did is the construction and the way it's told, because it is done by interviews. You actually hear these stories in the voice of the person who's telling them, but also it's not totally linear. He starts kind of at the end and then circles back, and not ever in a confusing way, but in a way that is very entertaining. It's a really cool job.
Were you the kind of guy in class where you'd be asked to summarize the book and you would give all the information out and your classmates would turn to you? Because you mentioned that you did that like in your family where you'd be the wise ass. Would you ever do that in class? I did. This is not related to what you just did because you really didn't do it. But I was curious when I'm hearing you talk, sometimes I'm thinking ahead and I'm thinking, were you ever in class?
Right.
This is legit.
Well,
this
the
is
answer to
completely
that
off
is
the wall, Rob.
sometimes.
Did you piss off your classmates sometimes because you would volunteer like more than anybody? When you'd get done talking, that they would have nothing left? Because I'm curious if that ever happened in class.
No. I don't think it ever pissed them off because you know what? I was never really here. I occasionally, Mike, at our jobs, I try to be helpful. At school, I never did. I never ever tried to be helpful.
So you would sit in the back and not participate.
Well, if I participated, it was usually in a way that would get me kicked out. I do remember I had for 3 years had drama 6th period. And it was not uncommon for Mrs. Fiedler to just send me home early. That was not school policy. I mean, there was
Mrs. Fiedler.
Yeah, she would send you to the office. She'd send you to the hall. But she
In
just
drama class?
She'd say, "Damn it, Rob, just go home." Go
How
home.
would How would she send you home early? I'm
She'd
curious about.
she'd just say, "Go home."
What would you do though?
I just run my mouth always.
She would say, so she'd keep the other students
Yep.
in the class and send you home.
Yeah.
because you'd be cracking wise.
Yeah,
Is
cracking
that why?
wise. You know what I was
Doing
I was
shit.
Probably not helping advance her lesson plan. I wasn't advancing her lesson plan, Mike. And there
Oh
are
my
times when
God.
you just, you know what, you're really not helping anyone go home.
Wow. All right, Mike Kelly, we're going to let you go. I need 2 sentences before we go. I mean, I've given you certainly opportunities to sell the book, and you've done really a very, very okay job of it. And I want you two
That's
sentences
fair.
about
The proof
about
is
the
in
book.
the pudding, though. The proof
Yes.
is in
the
the
book
pudding.
itself.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
book
right.
is great. He wouldn't be here if the book wasn't something
Yes.
we were all very proud of,
And we
we're very
all love
happy about it.
pudding.
So 2 sentences or whatever you want to say. Your last final words on the book, which is entitled "Open Mic: From Corporate Radio to New Media: The Story of the Mike O'Mara Show." Take it away, Mike Kelly. You are not, and I repeat, not on the clock.
Okay, Open Mic is a story about the Mike O'Mara Show with the hosts in their own words. You can't have better material than people who are professional broadcasters, who are comedians. All I did was take their own material, re-edit it together, and came up with a product that lets them speak with their own voice about how they pick themselves up after catastrophe, and did a fantastic job doing so.
That is fantastic. You know what?
Yeah.
That is out of the park.
Nice
That is,
work.
He had. It was his last. That's the thing about this guy. This guy. First of all, he's an amazing interviewer. Did you guys find that with Mike Kelly as far as how you just would pour yourselves out to him
Oh, I got
almost
in
to
a
a
fight
fault?
after one of these interviews.
Actually,
Yeah, I was in the car with my chick, and she was not happy with things I was saying.
and beyond
Really?
that, not
Yeah.
only did I really lay myself bare, I found myself falling in love with him.
Right. Well, you were nude during the interview.
I was, as you were, and I
Yes.
just got unclothed. Took my clothes off. I wanted you to be comfortable.
Every time I ask a question, you remove an article of clothing.
That's right. If I got an answer wrong, I had
All right,
to
we got
drop
1 minute
something.
left. Michael, thank you, and we're excited. We'll be talking about the book ad nauseum. You're going to get sick of us talking about it, but we're very excited. Before we go, a new feature on the show:
Yeah.
Mike O'Mara's Wild Kingdom.
Oh, good.
It is a Florida feature, and I will tell you, Oscar, do you have your computer handy?
I
do.
do.
Are you able to look this up,
Chess.
please? This is what I pulled out of the canal, the lake, the drainage ditch in back of my house.
Gone fishing.
That's right. Now, first of all, Carl and I were sitting on the porch last night, and I don't know what was going on out there, but what it sounded to me like was perhaps a person struggling in the water. But we didn't go outside because we were
Did
scared.
you think someone was dying in the canal?
There was no screaming, but I'll tell you something. There was serious splashing. We're going to be just look to the show having a lot more sound effects because I'm going to be collecting the sounds that I hear down here. I pull what I thought was going to be a bass out of the canal, and then when I saw it, imagine my surprise when it looked like nothing I had ever seen, and I was scared out of my. I was like a little girl who didn't want to touch the fish
Did it
when I got
have-
this on the bank.
Did it have gills like a fish but feet like a man?
And eyes like Satan. Look up Florida Gar. And if
Spell
you look
Gar.
up Florida, Gar.
Oh.
Florida Gar. That is what I pulled out of the lake, and I'm like, Carla,
my
Carla,
God.
you gotta see this.
This thing is wild. I'll pull it up.
Let me see. And you don't confuse that, Mike. They have,
Wild.
up in New Jersey, they call it a gare, and it's short for Gary.
Look at those
Oh
teeth.
my God, like a piranha.
That's what I pulled out
Is it like part gator? It seems to have a bill.
It looks like that.
Yeah,
it does. It's got like
it looks like it's from the Springfield power plant.
Well, there was one like sunfish I pulled out of there the other day that looked like maybe it's been close to the nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
Just it's a vibrant ecosystem down here, and there are lots of different critters. And I'll have more.
Big.
How big was your gar?
About 3 feet.
What?
No, I'm kidding. It was probably about 12 inches.
Look
probably
at this
about
guy.
12 inches long.
This is a pretty big one right here.
That is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fish is big too.
Yeah.
They get nasty. They
That
get
is
nasty. So.
And how was it? Was it delicious?
Because I cut it up and used it as sushi. It was super yummy.
You're a gar angler now.
Yeah.
I'm a gar angler. Thank you very much. A
Yes.
gar angler.
Yes.
The Americans. Well, look at the outfit I'm wearing.
Yeah,
there it
he's
is.
also a
once
gar
again.
animal.
Thank you. We'll take a break. Come back with news you may not need. Michael Kelly, thank you very much, and you're welcome to stay. You can stay in Oscar's studio all afternoon if you'd like. It'll be fantastic.
Hang out.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. Come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I know just what you mean, James Dean. You said it all.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. We are delighted to have you with the show, and we are so glad that you are listening. Dear sweet mother, mommy, mama, mamu, she always spoiled you, Rob,
Yeah, she always did.
because she loved you.
That's why I'm
Now
so fat.
is the time to spoil mom, and with berries and flowers, you can spoil her twice.
Ah.
This is a limited time offer. Send mom a beautiful bouquet of flowers, and on the very next day, have freshly dipped strawberries delivered from Sherry's Berries for only $39.99. She won't even see it coming, Rob.
Oh, she never does.
What a surprise. Amazing, luscious, gargantuan, hand-selected strawberries dipped in decadent, white, dark, and milk chocolatey goodness, topped with chocolate chips, nuts, and the ever-popular swizzle.
Boy, that's good swizzle. Ooh.
And, of course, the flowers are beautiful and classic as well. All you need is our magic code, Tmos. Use TMOS when you order and spoil the mom in your life. Here's the only way to get this amazing Mother's Day deal. Visit berries.com. Now, note the spelling, please. That is BERRIES.com. Click on the microphone in the top right corner and type in TMOS. Excuse me. Again, that's berries.com. You click the microphone, TMOS. That's it. Great.
Great.
Remember, this is a limited time offer. You know she'll call all her friends to talk about these delicious surprise berries, so hurry. Order now, and we thank you in advance, ladies and gentlemen.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need, a comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
Thank you, everybody. We begin with Donald Sterling. If he is compelled to sell the Los Angeles Clippers, the list of potential buyers has more stars on their roster. Oprah Winfrey is contemplating a bid. Here's another name, Sean Combs. He's a Knicks fan, but he wants in as well. Floyd Mayweather Jr., he wants the whole team. Matt Damon wants a tiny piece. They've talked about Magic Johnson, Oscar de la Hoya. They've all been mentioned. They're coming out of the woodwork. Very popular story now. Who's going to buy the L.A. Clippers?
And what's funny is yesterday Magic said he had no interest, and now he's saying, let's see what happens. So if he
and then
continues
after that,
on
he
that
said, "That's
curve,
pretty." And then he said, "That's pretty funny, Magic." And he went, "Aha, aha, aha, aha."
Well, then he would own a Major League Baseball team, be part of an ownership group, and then he would have an NBA team. Wow.
Yes, and because of Magic being connected to the NBA, they're thinking it might be a very nice fit. Billionaires, entertainers, and athletes alike announced their intentions to pursue the Clippers with varying degrees of seriousness yesterday, proving the long-time losers will be quite a prize if the NBA is able to wrest control of the team away from Sterling. We're going to have to wait and see whether that happens or not. I do not know, and he seems to be quite the litigious gentleman, so who knows what's going to happen.
and based on the success of the book, we might be in.
Yes.
Oh, could you imagine?
If this takes off.
Oh, anything's possible.
Yep.
NBA owners, I'm very excited.
Yes, it'd be fun.
Right. British actor Bob Hoskins, whose roles ranged from London gangsters to FBI Chief J. Edgar Hoover, and who starred opposite a cast of cartoon characters in a movie that was huge when it came out.
Yeah.
I remember it. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Charles Fleischer was the voice of Roger Rabbit. We interviewed him a bunch of times on the old Don and Mike show. Well, Bob Hoskins has died after a bout of pneumonia. That's according to his publicist. He was 71. A statement issued on behalf of his wife Linda and his children said, "We are devastated by the loss of our beloved Bob.
Aw, man.
He died peacefully at a hospital last night, surrounded by family, following a bout of pneumonia, and I think he'd also suffered from Parkinson's
He
disease."
retired 2 years ago based on Parkinson's. And
Yeah, it's a shame.
you know what? He's one of those guys, I don't think he ever turned in a really bad performance. He was a really
and
good actor.
Incredible range,
Yeah.
and just a fun guy. He was cartoonish. He was perfect for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I was so flipped out. I was into Roger Rabbit when it came out because I was much younger and it had all the cartoons in it. When I saw him interviewed that he had a British accent,
Right.
it really surprised me because he was Eddie Valiant. You know,
I
he
loved
talked
him
like-
I loved him in the Cotton Club. He was great.
Oh,
in that.
yeah.
He was also
Really
in
great.
Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, he was great in that too.
Probably his greatest moment.
British police will confirm on
my
Thursday that
favorite films.
Peaches Geldof, the 25-year-old daughter of Band Aid founder and musician Bob Geldof, she died of a heroin overdose. Bummer. Geldof, a media and fashion personality in her own right and a mother of two boys, was found dead at her home in Wrotham, Kent, in southern England, and that happened on April 7th. So heroin, much like Philip Seymour Hoffman, grabs another one. Very, very sad. Donald Sterling is not only banned for life from the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA, our wonderful friend, Dennis Hoff, has banned Sterling for life from ever entering the doors of the Bunny Ranch near Carson City.
Wow. I would have known that if Dennis Hoff's people had sent me 10 press releases yesterday.
Sorry, got to go with this one.
I
Gotta
know,
give him credit.
I know.
Also banned at any of his 6 other brothels. A lot of, this is Dennis Hoff, quote, "A lot of NBA players come here to party." I'm trying to do my best Dennis Hoff
Pretty good.
impression.
I like it.
He told the Huffington Post, "Out of respect to them, we have banned Sterling from coming here." Hoff said his sense of confidentiality prohibits him from confirming or denying whether Sterling has ever visited his brothels. He says, "I can tell you this. Johnny Buss, one of the owners of the LA Lakers, and I have had a dual birthday party at the Bunny Ranch for the last 18 years.
Wow.
So a lot of NBA people have been here." He's funny. Dennis is great.
He is a character.
Wow.
At any given time, he goes on to say that the stand against Sterling isn't only in support of the basketball players who've had to deal with the billionaire's alleged racism. He writes that, quote, "At any given time, 20 to 23% of the prostitutes here are African American. And they're smoking hot. Some of them were crying this morning, so we're doing this for them as well. We don't need racists or bigots at the Bunny Ranch."
Here,
Way to
here.
go.
Nice job, Dennis.
Congratulations, Hoff. Way to go. And
Hoff.
I would say get him on the show to talk about that, but we'll do that at some point. Excellent news for people who constantly fart, guys.
Yeah, hold quiet,
geez.
everyone. I'm listening.
Air in the intestines happens after eating nutrient-packed vegetables like cabbage, kale, or broccoli, and fiber-rich foods like beans and lentils. These foods boost the levels of beneficial bacteria in the belly after only a few days, so a ton of farts should mean everything is working correctly.
Wow.
Right?
That's great news, I guess.
Eating foods that cause gas is the only way for the microbes in the gut to get nutrients. That's Perna Kashyap. That's her name, I swear to God.
That's her name? I thought that was what we were supposed to eat.
Perna Kashyap is a gastroenterologist at the Mayo Clinic. Heavy-duty credentials there. She talked to NPR. She said, "If we didn't feed them carbohydrates, it would be harder for them to live in our gut." So just how many times a day should the average human blow the butt trumpet?
Wow, how many, Mike?
You can tell I didn't write that, right?
No.
So how many times a day should you blow the butt trumpet, huh?
I'm
Yeah.
not even sure what
That's
that means
disgusting.
exactly.
A healthy individual should have up to 18 flatulences per day
God.
and be perfectly normal.
Wow.
So there
You know
it
what?
is.
Since we started the podcast, I guess I can go home and go to bed.
Your work here is done.
I'm done.
A report at Gawker.com says that Fox News anchor, our good old friend, Shep Smith.
Hey, Shep.
Did you hear about this story, Rob?
I did not.
I haven't
He
heard
asked
either.
his bosses last summer if he could come out publicly. Oh. Yeah. And he was given a
Really?
resounding no. It was
What?
Fox it was Fox News boss Roger Ailes who shoved Smith back into the closet, but it sounds like he was convinced by some lower level execs that it was best for business. It was also best for business for them to remove Shep from Fox's primetime lineup and give him an afternoon show. These are allegations right here. A source, they don't give the source, says, quote, they tried to play it up as a big promotion, but everyone knew that Shep was getting demoted. And the coming out thing was a significant part of that. Fox News denies this. They are saying that it is not true.
Oh, I look forward to hearing about the fallout from this because that's huge.
It is huge, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
very scary.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have to keep tabs on that, see if that grows hair, so to speak. And now a little something, ladies and gentlemen. Around 9 a.m. on Tuesday, a 62-year-old guy in Ottawa was arrested for flashing people in a park.
Yeah.
Apparently, this wasn't a one-time thing because several people have reported being flashed at the same park in the past few weeks by the same guy. He was charged with committing an indecent act in public and got arraigned yesterday. No word on what kind of jail time he could be looking at. The man's name?
Yes.
This is a legitimate name
Right.
from the police blotter.
Yes.
Donald Popadick.
Oh,
How about that?
Popadick.
Wow.
Donald Popadick.
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Mr.
Popadick is it. Donald is his first name.
Sure.
Popadick is his. I thought it was his middle name because I thought he owned the L.A. Clippers. They said,
hey.
we'll take a break and we will come back. Yes, Oscar.
I'm sorry, my neighbor Donald. I thought that was his last name. Oscar? Come on over here on my tiny whities.
Would you like to come over and visit with the Popadicks? We will take a break. Come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. To the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. I'm sure you've heard me talk about my favorite thing, my wonderful Sleep Number bed. It's changed the way I sleep. For 8 hours a night, I am in perfect comfort. So is Carla. And as we get ready for our first Florida summer, it's here already.
Yeah.
And I am so glad that we have the wonderful technology. It's so perfect for anybody that sleeps in a tropical environment, and it's good for anybody that's going to deal with a hot summer. It's called their Dual Temp Layer. It lets you select your ideal temperature at the touch of a button, and best of all, it can be added to any mattress brand, even if you don't have a Sleep Number bed. We love our Sleep Number Dual Temp Layer. It features active air technology, which heats or cools each side of the bed. It's the solution for couples who can't agree on the right sleeping temperature. Now you can both sleep just the way you like it. My Sleep Number setting is a 60. Carla's is a 75. This Mother's Day, check out the Dual Temp Layer right now. There's even a special on financing that's available. The Dual Temp Layer is only available at a Sleep Number store where queen mattresses start at just $699. 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That number again is 800-511-0061. And don't forget to tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you, just like that guy in the birthdays today.
That's
I
right.
love that when they do it. Let's open up the Audio Vault for the very first day of May 2014. Take it away, Rob Spiewak.
Today's Audio Vault, Mike, I know you will be delighted with this, has a certain Asian feel to it. But before we go there, I think that when Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out, that's for me one of my game changer movies. I remember certain films when I saw them, I said, wow, I've never seen anything like that. Back to the Future was one. Raiders of the Lost Ark was one. But I just want to play a clip of Bob Hoskins as Eddie Valiant. Here, this is a British guy, and he sounds just like a hard-boiled detective. And Safe Home Bob Hoskins, he put in a lot of great performances.
You gotta have the rabbits to make the scam work.
No, I love my husband. You've got me all wrong. You don't know how hard it is being a woman looking the way I do.
Yeah, well, you don't know how hard it is being a man looking at a woman looking the way you do.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Is it bad to be so attractive to something a woman that it's drawn?
Do you remember the voice of Jessica Rabbit?
Wasn't it Kathleen Turner?
It was Kathleen Turner.
Yeah, back when she could talk.
Kathleen Turner.
But they had someone else do the singing, as I recall. It was maybe Amy Irving did the singing.
What happened?
Good morning.
Yeah, what happened? Seriously.
Good morning.
God almighty. That was Jessica Rabbit. Listen to her now.
Good morning.
They'd have to draw her differently now. All right, Mike, I know you love baseball. Do you follow the Blue Jays at all?
Toronto Blue Jays, yes, I do. When Toronto's playing the Red Sox, and they have the wonderful covered stadium up there. It's a very interesting team.
They have their first Japanese player. His name is Munenori Kawasaki. And he gave an interview, and I think...
Is he an infielder?
He's a shortstop. He's a shortstop.
Yeah, I thought he was an infielder.
I think you're going to enjoy his interview because he has enthusiasm, and he's really coming along with his English. This is part one of the interview with Munenori Kawasaki. I hope I got the name right.
Muni, how happy are you to be back here wearing the Blue Jay on your chest?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very happy. I'm fun. I'm exciting.
You sound excited.
Yeah, every day exciting.
Now, it was pretty cold in Buffalo. Now you come here.
Yeah.
It's pretty cold here. Is that hard for you to play when it's cold?
Yeah, I was in Buffalo 2 days ago. No, Buffalo very cold, but more cold Minnesota. Unbelievable.
Your English is getting very good. You've been really practicing, haven't you?
Yeah, I have book. I'm every day study English.
I love him. I love him.
Great American
I love that
pastime.
guy.
Also, there's a second part to the interview. I think, Mike, and I don't know who the interviewer is, I think he owes this guy a little more respect because I don't think he's treating him the way he ought to be treated. But here's part two when they get more into the fact about he's working on his English.
I like study English because I have teacher, Gogo, Roger, Batista.
So you're learning Spanish too?
Spanish, yeah, Spanish too. Every day talking. Every day. I need practice. I need practice English, you know what I mean?
Because you have to teach your son when he starts to talk.
Yeah, my son is Kanak. He speaks English, maybe.
Right now, he's probably not saying much, though, right?
Yeah, he's my only, you know.
But that's in English, right?
Yeah.
How do you say that in Japanese?
Japanese?
What your son says, those noises, how do they sound in Japanese? Same thing?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, Japanese. Isho, Japanese. Only. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. I'll be back.
That guy's a jerk. That interviewer is a jerk.
The interviewer's a jerk.
He is.
I think the guy that's playing the clips is a jerk. You know how hard it is to learn another language when you're an adult?
Yeah.
Like, most people just come over here and just like they sign or they point. This man's trying to learn the language.
Some people have been here all their life and they still can't do it. Right, Oscar?
You jerk.
You picked the scab. Here's another salute to the Japanese people. I have to explain this carefully so you understand what's going on. Even having seen the clip, it still eludes me a little bit. This is a Japanese gentleman who has attached a toothbrush to some sort of semi-automatic pistol. So that, you know, when you fire a semi-automatic pistol, the top shoots back and goes forward.
It recoils.
That's how, no, but the actual top moves. That's how the bullet is advanced into the chamber.
Okay.
So the toothbrush is attached to that. It's obviously filled with blanks, okay? But he's put toothpaste on the toothbrush and using the pistol action going back and forth to brush his teeth. Because it is very bright. It's like an electric toothbrush, but using the power of gunpowder. Now, I hope you understand what you're about to hear, because having seen it, I still don't really get it.
18に歯磨きが搭載された。
Okay. He's putting the toothpaste on the brush.
ガスか。使ってきてと思います。
Okay.
フルオートにします。
Toothbrush going in mouth. There's the gun being cocked.
Oh my God! Stop it!
He finally makes himself gag and he has to stop, but he's probably got.
He put the does the toothbrush go inside of his mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, on his teeth. That's how you brush your teeth.
God.
We wish
I
him
was
well.
thinking it would be. I thought it'd be just like out on the front, but if he really goes in,
Well, no, it's just on the front because if you had the blanks spraying you in the face, you'd burn your face off. So it's parallel to his face. I mean,
I look forward to seeing the video.
It's wonderful,
terrifying.
And we close with your favorite station, Mike, KTLA in Los Angeles. When you send out reporter Courtney Friel to cover the wildfires, and she's just hot. Is this really the man on the street interview she was looking for?
Do you live around here?
Yeah. Wow, you're super pretty. You want to go on a date sometime?
We're on there live right now on KTLA, actually. Do you live in one of these houses? Are you evacuating?
I live down the street. I was just checking out the fire.
What do you think of it?
pretty cool.
And yes, Mike, he was shirtless. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Thursday,
Pretty
everybody.
cool. Way to go, dude.
You're super pretty.
Yeah, thanks. You're super pretty. You want to go out sometime? Hey, LL boy. See you later, surfer dude. For all technical support issues with the Mike O'Mara Show, contact our sugar glider wrangler himself, Matt Bloom. Just drop him a line at ponyboy@MikeO'MaraShow.com. All correspondence for the show can be sent to the Mike O'Mara Show, P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. And remember, our official eVoice hotline is open now at 800-440-8167. For Mike O'Mara, I just said for me.
Yeah, well, you're there.
I'm an idiot. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara saying see you next time, everybody. A lot of moving parts. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
This episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere with Hulu Plus on your TV or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. Shows like Family Guy, Once Upon a Time, New Girl, Scandal, and more. Right now, you can try Hulu Plus for free for 2 weeks when you go to huluplus.com/TMOS or click the banner on our website. That's huluplus.com/TMOS. Now scram.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.